Are you all ready to start a small business and not quite sure which entity to choose? Then this video and this series is for you. My name is Spiegel. I'm one of the partners at McLario, Helm, Bertling, and Spiegel. And this is the first of 7 episodes of a series made just for you, the small business owner, now or in the future. What we're talking about today is business entities. And the reason we're talking about it is because our goal here at the McLario firm is to be your law firm for life. We've been representing clients since the 1950s in all sorts of different legal matters, including starting and operating small businesses. So we'll talk a little bit about different things to consider in choosing your business entity, and hopefully it's helpful to you, and hopefully you'll give us a call so we can help you further. When you're looking at a business entity, what you really have to decide between are entities that are less formal and protect you less, and that are super formal and protect you a lot. We'll kind of talk to you about the different spots on that spectrum and where you might want to fall. We'll start with the least formal. So the least formal way to organize your business is what's called a sole proprietorship, or a DBA, which stands for doing business as. This means that you are the name on the checks, you are the person running the business, you are the person who gets sued if something happens with the business. However, it also means that there are no additional filing requirements. You'll file an extra form on your tax return that says this is the profit, the income and expense for this business, here's the net profit, and that transfers over. So you don't need to have any separate tax return for the business or anything like that. However, you don't really have any protection. If your business, someone gets hurt at your business or your business causes damage to someone else, they're going to sue you, and that's going to be a personal liability. Now, you may be able to get insurance to cover that, but they're going to sue you. The second, the middle of the road option, is what's called the LLC, which stands for Limited Liability Company. And the main reason for the LLC is that they're going to sue you issue from the sole proprietorship. What the government, what the legislature was trying to create when they created the LLC was a business organization that is relatively informal, but provides liability protection for people that choose to organize in that way. And they've done a pretty good job. With an LLC, you continue to file your income and expenses on your own personal tax return. Usually it's in something called a Schedule C, and that business would just be listed. Now, the business as an LLC typically gets its own taxpayer ID number, or EIN, and that allows it to be separated for some things. But most importantly, when that business is operating, when you sign things or when you enter into contracts, that business operates under the name of that LLC. And if someone needs to sue your business as a result of something that's your fault or not your fault, they will sue that LLC. And that is really important to the business owner, because the only assets that a person can reach when they sue your LLC are assets that are in the LLC. Now, of course, that's a very broad statement, and you want to talk to a lawyer to get all the specifics and the limitations on that statement, but that's the point of an LLC. That's the middle of the road. That's where a lot of small businesses end up, because it really is a great middle point between the two extremes. On the secure but complicated extreme, we have a corporation. There are different types of corporations, S-corps and C-corps, and different ways to organize and file, but the point of a corporation is the corporation is a fully separate tax entity. So separate that if you are an owner of a corporation, you don't own the stuff in the corporation, you own shares of or a percentage of that corporation. Now again, with the corporation, you get that protection from liability, so that if somebody sues that corporation, the only thing they can take from you is whatever you invested in that corporation, if they empty out the corporation. So that's a benefit. The downside is the corporation files its own tax returns, typically has to have its own accounting methods, and it's going to have a lot more complications in its operation. Now, as you might imagine, businesses that tend to be more simple fall on the sole proprietor, DBA, LLC side of the spectrum. Businesses that are bigger, have a lot more income, a lot more potential exposure to liabilities, those are in the LLC, and then onto the corporate side of the spectrum. So that's a quick response on that question, which can obviously get very complicated. My encouragement to you is, if you are considering starting a business, please give us a call. We have a couple of people here who are well versed in assisting small business owners with choosing the right entity and answering a lot more questions that you might not even know are out there yet. So I would encourage you to call or email to set up an appointment. We would be happy to assist you in this or any other matter. Thanks, and have a great day.